Welcome back. So as you can see, we have completed 3 shells so far. We chained 1 right there, and as we did by now, we're skipping 3 chains. That's 1, that's 2, that's 3. This is the fourth one, and in this fourth one we're going to work another shell. That's 1, 2. So right in the same chain we are working 3 double crochets. I like to pull my yarn a little bit so it won't get either too tight or chain 1, skip 3, that's 1, 2 and the third one, and in the fourth one we are working another shell. So that's 1, 2 and 3. So as you can see, I have 4 chains left. If we hadn't chained this one, we would be kind of lost, really, because we wouldn't have any end to it. So that's why we always chain 1 in the beginning to make another shell. Chain 1, skip 3, and in this last chain we're working a last set of 3 double crochets. That's 1, 2, and 3. We have completed the first row of granny on the straight. Pulling my chain a little bit. So we have 6 shells here. We're going to move on to the next round or row. Let me show you how this looks on here. So we have completed this one. As you can see, there's a gap on the next row and then a shell between these 2 shells, and then a gap, and so on. While on the third row there's a shell worked in the first on the edge, and then a gap, and then another shell, and so on. So we're always alternating rows for this pattern. What we're going to do now is we're going to chain 4 and not 3. 1, 2, 3 and 4, and that is because we're going to turn and work another shell between this gap in the chain 1 space. So we want to have a larger chain for the next row. But here I'm going to show you what I mean by that on the next row. Just crochet, make a chain of 4 at the beginning. So work a shell in the chain 1 space, one, 2, one and work another shell in the next gap. 1, 2, 3. If you're familiar with the traditional granny square, this is just going to be super easy for you to do. If not, you just have to practice, because it's not hard at all. We chain 1, working another shell in the next gap, 2, and 3, chain 1, and work another one here, I'm going to unravel a little bit of yarn now to have by my side. Okay, let's continue. So, chain 1, we have one more gap between these two shells, so we're going to work a last set of double crochets here. 1, 2, and the third one. So we're at the end, almost at the end. What we did here is that we chained 4. As we remember, if you watched a couple of my other videos, there are all sorts of examples where you have to match at the end what we did at the first one. So therefore we have to make something, we have to work something here to match the chain 4 here, and we're going to do so by chaining 1, and then we're going to have to work a double crochet on top of this first chain of 3. If you remember, this is the chain 3 at the beginning, so we have to work a double crochet on top of this one. This is the loop, that's the first chain on top of it, and we're going to insert our hook below it, just like that. 2 loops on our hook now, so wrap the yarn over and pull through, and just work a normal double crochet. And we have completed our second row of straight shells based on the traditional granny square. I only have a couple of seconds left for this video, so I'm going to meet you guys in the next one to show you what to do from now on.